record this computer. Cool. All right, guys, I'm just trying to get into it, start sharing my screen. Just let a few more people join in. His McDonald's Wi-Fi guy. No, he downloaded Zoom and he did an update, right? And it's freezing, constantly freezing. So he's not even able to join in, which is kind of upsetting. All right, a few more people joining in, getting things set up. I know, Ray, it's pretty crazy. But sometimes this is what happens. Hold on, let's see what he's saying. Let's see where he is in here.
Anger from Scotty. He's been one of the best players in the game for many years. He does so much for the Bulls, so
right.
His frustration bubbled over.
Muting. All right, guys. Yeah, just drop in chat where you guys are tuning in from while we're getting this started. Again, still just working on technical difficulties. And then maybe turn off waiting room so I can get in. What's that happen? There he is. All right.
Yo, what's up?
Angela, you hear me?
You hear me? You hear me? Hey, what's up?
Check, check. Check, check. Angelo,
yeah,
no.
I don't
Not working?
I don't know if you have me. I don't know if you have me unmuted.
I can't. Oh, wait. Check, check. Talk, Angela.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, there we go. All right, guys.
Okay, what's up?
No, my own sound
What's up?
muted.
You got it. You got it recording?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'm calling in right now because I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm just gonna start off by saying, welcome everyone to the Sunday Market Blitz. Nick, you're pretty much gonna get started with DXY, get right into your analysis, and then I'm gonna try to join in as soon as possible.
Exactly. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but hey, guys, you got to do it. All right, so you guys can see my screen. All right, you guys see DXY fine? You see my charts? Yes?
Yeah.
Just confirm for me in chat if you can see my chart. It should be. Okay, yes. Okay, cool. All right, so we're just going to get into it. Worst case, I'll just bring up Angelo's analyses, and he'll kind of break down the logic, prepare. So I'm just going to start getting into this. All right, guys, DXY. Just a refresher, we always drop these in our Discord for you guys to review. So worst case, just pull them up. They're always there for you throughout the week and then we'll keep updating throughout the week. All right, so start off on DXY every time. Because it's the reserve currency of the world, it's the strength of the US dollar, right? So this will give us generally a good idea of where the market's going for the week ahead. Makes up for 80% of all trade. So let's just get into it, right? So we currently saw serious ranging between the 101 and 98.5 level. We're up to the 4-hour. And right now, last week, we saw this lower high form after a retest fallout from this rising wedge, right? Rising wedge, price reversed, fell lower, broke through a weekly zone, came back up, formed a higher low, and then continued to drop. So now we're in a pretty steep bearish channel here, right? So we're breaking below this lower part of the range, 98.5. It's testing back and looking like it's making more, strong bearish setups currently. But ideally this is pretty overextended. The dollar, this was pretty manipulated. A lot of bad news came out for April. A lot of reports came out. So the market's pricing itself in. So it's been really, really bearish. So this was our preferred trade path, or my preferred trade path. I would like to see this pull back to the 99.15 handle. And, I'd like to see it break through this trend line, pull back a little bit, kind of consolidate a little bit more, find some stability within this range. But, right now it is looking likely that we could push a little bit lower before we see any sort of pullback. So let's go ahead and jump to the daily for a second and just kind of figure out how low this could potentially go. So this could drop all the way to the trend line and still remain, pretty bullish, right? We have all these higher lows over here. Disregard this. This is all news-related bull crap. Don't even just focus on price action within the channel. Right, this was news, so it's not really that relevant to the main trend. but price action could fall all the way down here to the 97.5 area, 97.5, and still be considered bullish, right? Because again, this is a higher
Hey,
low.
Nick, you want to let me into the session? I got it.
Okay, yeah. Hold on.
Just remove that too as well. You can go to participants and remove the waiting room.
All right, give me 1 second.
So then you don't have to do it every time someone's trying to join.
Yeah. See, I tried doing that too.
Join audio.
Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. You got it working?
Yeah, you don't have to unmute me in there.
Nope. I see it. Okay.
Yeah, no, you don't have to unmute me in there.
All right. All right, I'm going to keep
I'm
going
good
then.
to go.
All right. All right, guys, so that's DXY, right? Again, it could fall all the way down to 97.5 area, and then we could see a bounce and price action start to climb back up. And still, it would still be bullish within this daily trend, okay? Let's go ahead, switch up pairs. All right, so this is AUD. I posted analysis on the 4-hour. So right now, this is looking super bullish again. So there is an inverse relationship to DXY. If DXY drops, AU will, relatively go up. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So, on market open, right before market open, I put this analysis out. And, it's just hiking higher. It's a super, super strong bullish trend. This actually should be down to here, this trend line. Super, super strong bullish trend. So we threw a little fib on it as it's breaking the upper trend line of this channel, this daily channel here, right? It's pushing higher, higher, higher low, higher high, finding good support on prior highs, prior resistance. So finding support, continuing higher, coming back down, establishing these structure levels. So we saw a 61.8 fib, huge rejection, 38.2 fib, huge rejection, bullish engulfing, continuation higher. So it's very likely that we're going to see price action from all the way up to 675, because this is our next key resistance level. So let's go to the daily for a second here. I want to show you guys how far back it could pull. So right now we're kind of erasing these, lower highs. It's kind of eclipsing it. This would have been 100% retracement. Now it's pushing past it. We're targeting our next lower high, which is 0.675. Like I said, and then, depending how it reacts here, we could see a break and retest, and then we're going to target higher, or we could see some sort of reversal from this area, maybe a deeper fib pullback, more of a more solidified structure level to be formed. So right now we're definitely bullish on this. Definitely bullish. And look, you can just see this opening candle was ridiculous. So typically we don't like taking trades on Sunday. Normally the volume is pretty low, but based on how price action is reacting, especially on DXY, we could be seeing some pretty good entries, really soon. So I mean, this was already missed for the most part. It opened and then just took off. So what you need to see is some sort of pullback, a test of 0% again. So let's go ahead and refib that. It should be something like this. Looking for a break. And then we need to see some sort of pullback to this area. So I'm going to call it right at 67. Let's go ahead and mark this for you guys. 67. So we would need to see some sort of pullback to here, and then some bullish setups present themselves, and that would get a potential entry to go long. Okay, so you need to see a pullback, something like this in the current area, right? 38.2 right here as well, so this is a good confluence area. And then we get some lower time frame setup. So like on 1 hour, 30 minute, you're looking for those bullish engulfings, morning stars, more rejection, bullish variations. So this would be super ideal. The fact that we just cleared this, we just pushed through this key resistance level right here at, again, 0. Why did that do that? 0.667. So this is that next key level of support. It broke through, was resistance, now it's support. Look for that pullback and then continuation higher. So this is a good amount of pips actually. Let's see, about 75 plus. Very good trade if we do see this pullback and give us those confirmations. So that's AU. Let's jump over to AJ. Again, very similar to AU. So I give you guys both trade paths here. Again, essentially, this looks very similar to what we just saw, right? So we have an ascending little ascending pattern right here. I'm going to mark this off for you guys so you can give you a potential entry. 0% just got pushed. Let's refib it. Low to the high, right? And then let's go ahead and do this. So this is what happens when you get a lot of volume coming off of, market open. Sometimes this happens. Let's go ahead and mark this off. 71.75 is going to be our next support we want to see it bounce from. So again, something like this, very similar to what we just saw in AU. You want to see a little bit of a pullback, come into this confluence area. So right between 38.2 and 50%, this is a nice level. We want to see a nice retest. This is a lot of volume. So this is going to be a really strong retest if we see this happen. And then naturally we'll target up towards, our higher time frame trend line and our 61.8 fib level. So let's go ahead and jump to the daily. Just save this real quick. Jump to the daily and see what the significance of this level is. Okay, so this level here kind of lines up with, key resistance over here. It was support, right? This was a nice little pattern here. Some support levels here that were support levels, then broken. Now we will be testing as resistance once we get up to the 61.8, and also this trend line is here. So this is very likely that it's going to get there, the 61.8, negative 61.8, and then depending how it reacts here, whether it continues to push higher, continue with momentum, maybe we'll start seeing some reversals. Then we can better gauge where this pair is going to go. But right now it's it's pretty extended here on the daily. I mean, you just look how steep this is. Super, super steep. For the short term, we're definitely long, right? But, if we need to get all the way down here for us to start considering shorts, right? We need to see a break of basically all these higher lows. We need to see a break of all these higher lows for us to then be considering short positions, in which case we could target back down towards our weekly and potentially lower if we see the, daily sentiment, the daily bearish sentiment start to come into play more. But for right now, we're long as hell. This 4 hours got a crazy trend going, and we want to see a nice retest and then some bullish setups right in this 38.2 area. And then boom, we're long. So let's go ahead and get an idea. How many pips? Just over 100. We're going to get to gold. I usually end with gold. Just give me a second. I'll get to it. But for, right now, definitely long on AJ. Where is this? Where was this? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Save this one more time. Let's jump over to EU. This is next. Jump to the daily for a second. Let's get some sentiment. All right. So we were super, super bearish, right? This is a crazy move happening right now. And I'm going to explain why. So if we go to the daily, very, very bearish, right? Pretty much holding between this, these trend lines very well. Top of the channel, bottom of the channel. Super bearish. Then we saw this ranging happen, which is essentially daily consolidation, right? Strong, strong ranging. Every time that came up into this resistance area, right around 1.1, it dropped. Every time it came down to this support around 1.0775, it bounced and then continued upwards. And then we finally had our last bounce and then continued higher, got above 1.09, gave us that higher low, and then it just took off. It absolutely rocketed. Because again, it's EU. So DXY, US dollar dropped, EU continued up. Okay, so let's drop to the 4 hour. Why are you giving out signals in the chat, man? Come on. Don't try and call. I'll get to gold in a second. Just be patient.
It's all good.
I know, but
honestly, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but all right. So again, as we just went over, we broke out of this channel right through this weekly, and it's looking pretty extended. Ideally, I would love to see a pullback. Oh, you're wondering? Yeah, I'll get to it. Sorry, man, I misread that though. So ideally, we'd like to see a pullback, right? I want to see these MAs cross. I want to see a significant level of structure form. And to me, the area with the most confluence is right here, 61.8 with the weekly support right there, with this trend line that would then be, is acting as resistance, but now would test as support. So this is a huge area right here, right around 1.105, key area. Love to see a pullback, strong bullish setups, and then continuation higher towards our next key resistance level. Oops, let me target from here, which would be about, 120 pips plus. So right now we're definitely bullish as hell on EU, again, because, US dollar is tanking for the most part. And this would be really good structure. Technicals are all saying long on EU. So this would be really nice to see. If we just see momentum keep pushing higher and higher from here, it's just going to further extend this push. And then we'll get a larger retracement. But for right now, this is what I'm seeing. This gap, a gap kind of just ignoring it for right now. I'm not going to take a long off this just because of the gap or nothing. Yeah, there's a little bit of a doji, but again, we don't like taking trades on Sunday, and especially when you see a gap, it's not ideal. So a nice pullback to a 61.8 and then a continuation would be perfect. So I have this orange arrow here, kind of representing what price action would need to do for us to consider shorts. So it needs to break back through all these levels, right? Kind of get through all these higher lows, break all those levels, get below 1.1 again, and then we're back in that consolidation area, right? So that's what would need to happen for us to consider shorts. But right now, this is super bullish, okay? Super bullish. And again, I cover that in the analysis. So definitely review it, read it, check it out, compare it to your own. But let's keep going here on to EJ. So gonna be pretty similar to EU for the most part, super bullish, but this still has not broken out of this giant bearish channel. So right now, it could pull back all the way to the weekly and still be pretty much, bearish for the most part. We want to see this trend line break. We want to see it get above this weekly for us to really say this is a clear transition. So I mean, on the 4 hour, it's a transition, but on the daily here, there's a bug. But on the daily here, it's still pretty much bearish until we get above this weekly. This is a key resistance area. So, more bullish movement is definitely likely. So let's go to the 4 hour and kind of dissect this a little bit further. All right, so here, 4 hour trend, huge 4 hour trend. We saw this transition down here around 116.5 at this monthly, right? We saw all these lower highs get erased, basically, pushed right through that resistance, all these lower highs, and then found support, and then continued higher. And then you see how steep this is? It's like almost straight up. It's pretty ridiculous. And, this to me says it's pretty extended. How long can this be sustained for the most part? There's only so much momentum that can come into the market. So I would like to see a retracement happen, kind of like, tonight or early tomorrow. A nice retracement to this confluence area, 118.5, which our 50% fib level is. The supporting trend line is there as well, and this 200 EMA is on its way up. So a nice pullback would be really, really good for a potential trade, a potential entry long, just like EU. So, this, if they were to, both pull back, we get those entry opportunities, and then target long. And we're going to target that weekly, which is where we said on the daily is, how high this could pull back to or push up to, right up to this weekly, because again, it lines up with this, these lower highs where this rejection had happened. So it's very, very likely that we'll see that happen. Let me go ahead and get a range of pips for you guys. So if we do see that pullback, right, hypothetically, we get the pullback through the MAs, right, we get some rejection from this 50%, and then we get some bullish engulfing, some bullish variations. We're targeting towards the weekly, which is over 250 pips. Pretty nuts. And then for us to consider short positions, this orange arrow represents, again, what price action would need to do for us to consider shorts. It needs to break all these higher lows in here, all these micro levels, and these major levels down here. Give us a retest with strong bearish setups and momentum. And then we'll target the monthly and then reassess if price action gets this low. So for now, super, super bullish, looking for that entry opportunity on a pullback, okay? That's EJ. And then finally, let's get on to gold, looking pretty interesting. So off the bat, we all know the sentiment on gold is bullish as hell. If we just go to the daily, super, super bullish, right? And this is, confirmed more bullish movement once we saw a break of this key resistance level, this monthly, huge break, and then turned into support, lots and lots of rejection. And then we started getting these bullish variations, pushing price action higher, getting these higher lows, strong rejection here. And then we're getting a daily bearish variation, three strong bullish variation, three strong bullish candles in a row. Let's drop to the 4 hour and get a possible entry opportunity. So this one's going to happen pretty soon, I think. Again, we don't want to wait. We want to wait a few hours after market open because, again, volume's typically low. You can see how sporadic this is reacting. Lots of exhaustion on each side, kind of a big indecision candle for this 4 hour. So I'd like to see a real test of 1720 area, this zone right here. I want to see a nice pullback, maybe pull back deeper into these MAs, and then boom, get some bullish engulfings, bullish variations on this 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute. We want to get these confirmations, and then we can target higher. And again, we're still sticking to that 1800 handle. We're still looking long as hell on this. But this was a good sign. A nice break of this trend line, good continuation, nice transition happening in here, just around this 1720 area. There's actually a little supporting trend line right here too for this little trend. All right, this would be nice to see. Nice pullback. Nice pullback to this zone, and then a continuation. So that's the opportunity that's presenting itself right now. So I'd be more looking to get in below 1730, right? And then we're targeting all the way up to 1800, okay? So that's what I've covered for you guys so far. XY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold. And now Angela's going to get into some of the majors. Are you ready, Angela?
Yeah, as always, though, I want you guys, everybody in the chat right now, just drop where you guys are from, where you guys are calling in from in the chat. So we know you guys are freaking alive. Drop which pairs you guys are looking at. Obviously, Nick just went over a lot. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, just put into the chat so we know you guys are here. You guys are paying attention. We talked about doing a little giveaway. So I want to, talk about that for a second. So we're just going to take, a little pause, drop New Brunswick. What's up, Noah? You know what I'm saying? We're in Jersey. So what's up, what's up?
There you go.
What's up, what's up? What's good? And, yeah, so just drop what pairs you guys want to see. I don't know. Did you just stop sharing?
Yep, you're good.
All right, cool. You stop sharing? All right, yeah. I'm going to share my screen. Dorberg, GJ, Morocco. Nice. Fuck yeah. We got Morocco in the house. So a lot of people looks like are looking at GJ this week, which is interesting. I'm going to do a full breakdown for GJ. We'll see what's up with that. Euro NZD. Yeah, a lot of people are trading Euro NZD, which is interesting. I like the gold analysis. I believe it's going to pull back. What pairs did you go over again?
I went over DXY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold.
We got this.
Are you sharing?
Live. Nah, I was just going to say. You got to re-enable sharing for me.
Okay.
You just got to go to the right of the share button, and you got to press that little arrow, and then I can start sharing. There's like a thing in there that you can press. It says, like, let all people share.
Hold on one second. Figure it out. Yep. Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're good.
I am good. Cool. All right. So we're going to hop in here right off the bat. We're going to come over here with Youssef. Let me bring up the chat real quick. So, yeah, for you guys in the session, if you want to enter in the giveaway, just drop your Discord name. Drop your Discord name in the giveaway or in the chat. If you guys aren't in the Discord, I'm going to just pop over here. I'm just going to, boom, this is the link if you want to join the Discord if you guys are new today. You know what I'm saying? So go in there, drop your Discord name so we know who you guys are. We'll get you guys enrolled in the giveaway. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk more later on about the giveaway and some other things that we're doing for this live session. Let's start off with USD CHF. Obviously, this is a trade that we took last week that worked out fairly well for everybody, I would say. Going into this week, as always, we want to start on the higher time frame. We want to start on the monthly. And what I see right off the bat on the monthly time frame is a lot of indecision at this level. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dojis in a row, showing us, we could potentially be reversing. We could potentially come back up to retest this upper monthly level. But overall, I am still very bearish. I am still very bearish in the sense that moving averages have crossed, red over blue. They're flatlining a little bit, at this point. So we need some more signs of reversal before really trying to get in on that. So let's go down to the weekly, see what's going on. Weekly time frame, obviously very bearish. Bring on a little trend line just to help ourselves out. You know what I'm saying? Point A, point B, point C. So we're just getting involved with the trend now. And then now that we know that we're bearish, let's just focus really in on this area. Right here, we've got, this bearish engulfing. Right here, we've got this bearish engulfing. Right here, last week closed, huge bearish engulfing. Pretty much like the largest 4-hour move in like the history of USAF. So where are we now? With all this in mind, let's get down to the daily time frame. How am I looking at structure here? I know there's a lot going on right here, but mainly I'm looking at this. We made this new low, broke this structure level. Now we are just within this fib. We're within this fib, trying to make it as simple as possible for you guys. We're within all these fib levels. We came up to 100%, also a supply zone right here. So I have two things on, fib and supply zone right now. So came into the supply zone, rejected, found support, came back up, retested 88.6, found resistance, came down, moving average cross. This is now lower high, came up, found resistance again, really below this level, came through the moving averages. This is now our new lower high. So I'm basing all future entries, based on this needs to hold. Came up again, found a lot of indecision, boom, boom, boom. Now we finally crossed again. So to me, this is what we need to focus on now. I'm going to take this off. That's from last week. Take this off, take this off, take this trend line off. You know what I'm saying? Now we're trying to just clear things up as much as we can. Based on this daily level, based on what just occurred, this right here, boom, this little zone, if this breaks, then we can consider this trend to be broken. We can consider structure to be broken, and we're looking for long. So as long as we are below this level, we are looking to sell as swing traders, as Forex League Commodores. We are looking to sell below this level. So as we get down, but it's important, we're at a support level right now. We're at a support level. So I'm not looking to sell right now. I'll get caught with my pants down. This thing will be retracing all the way up here or all the way down here. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down to the 4 hour, start to, see things a little bit more clearly. 4 hour, very clearly, we are just forming lower low, lower high. Retest to this low, lower high, right here, moving average cross, lower high. So I'm ideally right now looking for one of two things, as I get down to this lower time frame. I am looking for price to pull back. I have this marked, pull back, retest 38.2, retest 618, just make another lower high, similar to this action. Make another lower high, similar to this. That's what we're looking for. Say I bring on, our most infamous bars patterns. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for a pullback, retest, 618, come down. If we find support here, if we find support there. That doesn't mean I'm buying the shit out of this and holding on to your life to this level. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do that, fine. If that's your style, that's not mine. I'm trying to catch this move. This is where I see structure. I'm trying to ride this trend. Or we could just pop below here. We could go lower right away. Go below this level. This is some daily support here. And then if we come back to retest, say we pop down to around here, we come back and retest. I'm not going to put that on. Something like that. Then we could go low. So inevitably, I'm looking to go lower, whether it's this or whether it's this, we'll see what happens. This is our decision zone right now. We got to see how this plays out. So as always, I'm sticking on the 4 hour on this. Red means that I'm staying on the higher time frame. That means that I don't even need to look at this for the next 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. Maybe tomorrow I look at this in the morning and I see what happened in this area. If it broke lower, if it broke higher. Just because this isn't near an entry for me doesn't mean I need to be upset or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Nick went over DXY a little bit. I'm just going to pop over there real quick.
Yeah. Go for it.
With DXY, we are pretty much at this point, we just closed very bearish, moving averages crossed. We're at a new low. Yeah, we're at a new low right now. So in the back of my mind, I am thinking like that we're going to pull back up, that this is going to go bullish. But that's not what the chart shows me. The chart shows me that we're bearish. The chart shows us very clearly we made this weekly move. We found a little bit of support here, but there's nothing indicating that we're about to reverse really at all yet on any time frame. This is bearish on every time frame. That's pretty powerful. I mean, in this sense, on the weekly, could we be forming some sort of higher low similar to this? We'll see. We'll see. We're moving in that way. We're on this weekly time frame. We could be moving towards support and then coming back bullish, but we're not. We can't be thinking like that right now on the daily. We just broke structure, main structure. So we'll see what happens with the XY. Back to NZD, USD. We'll go with this first. Let's start up on the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, we are overall very bearish, moving averages, obviously. We've been, over the last few months, we've been, making moves upwards. been making moves upwards. We've been bullish the last few months on this. Just from this chart, looks like, you know, we're coming up on this weekly time frame, potentially to form another lower high. So I'm looking at it like this: low, lower high here, moving averages cross, retest the low, lower high here, boom, low, lower high here, another low. Could we be getting something similar to this, where then we fall off completely the face of the earth? You know, we'll see. We just broke very bullish. All this tells me is that on every time frame besides the weekly, we are bullish right now. And every time besides the weekly, we're bullish. Going down to the daily time frame, very bullish. Just broke this resistance level, which was very key. Last week for a few days, consolidated here. We can get to like the 4 hour, see if there's some sort of pattern. The 4 hour right here, we're kind of just getting like some sort of rising pattern, some sort of rising channel, you know, up in this area. Boom, like something similar to this. I personally think that this pair is still going to retest this lower level, that we're going to come down. That is my, you know, that is my inkling that that's going to be the case on the daily time frame. This actually broke, so I'm going to remove this. We've got a daily supply zone up here. Boom. We've got a daily supply zone up there, so we could be coming back into that area before we look for that weekly lower high. Now on the 4 hour, any indices? No indices, guys. We're not covering indices today. So on this 4 hour now, you know, 4 hour broke bullish, daily broke bullish. So I'm looking for some opportunities up into that zone. I'm looking for some opportunities. I am looking for a pullback before going long. So again, with NZD USD, I am waiting. You know, I'm going to be patient with NZD USD, and we will see what happens. So, you know, this is the analysis. Wait for the pullback, multiple confirmations here before we go long. Let's bump over to GU. So what do you guys think of GU? What was that?
I like that rising wedge pattern. That looks really, really good. A lot of confidence in that. That NU trade you just had?
Yeah, I think that's gonna fall out. Silver bullish from the gold silver ratio. What are you guys? Anybody looking at GU? What is your analysis on GU telling you guys? You know, I'm gonna take a look all the way on this weekly time frame. I'm gonna start on the weekly time frame. You know, GU is retesting lows that it has never broken in its entire life. As you can see with this large wick, we wicked this monthly level. Now the last 2 months, a lot of exhaustion, you know, coming here. A lot of exhaustion again, down to the weekly, boom. Weekly time frame, very bearish in the sense that we formed this low, we formed this pullback, another lower high, boom, lower low, lower high here. You know, we were on that like fucking glue. And now we just made this, retest this new low. Retest this new low, a lot of bullish movement, boom. Then we came back, bearish, you know what I'm saying? Overall, we are bearish. We are bearish in the sense that moving averages, red over blue, you know, resistance level here, very minor, down to the daily, GU bullish. Down to the daily, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go over, that's a decent idea. I'm going to go over that in a second. GU, as we get down to the daily time frame, I'm looking at one of two things. Until this level is broken, daily time frame is bearish, guys. Until this level is broken, daily time frame is bearish, okay? In the sense that this pulled back, retested, weekly level, broke through, moving average cross, came back up, broke through the moving averages, went momentum turned bullish. Then we broke through, taking all sells here, guys, all sells. Now we're coming back, daily, pulled back bullish, very similar to this. We are looking for the next lower high. We are looking for the next lower high. We're sizing that up right now. So on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, we are bullish right now on those lower time frames for sure. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. On the 4 hour, 1 hour, we are bullish. As you can see, you know, moving averages are crossing. But remember, every single time, we're waiting for that next lower high, waiting for that next lower high. Look where all the momentum is. Boom, boom. So we're looking to continue this overall trend. Let's get to the 4 hour, though. Let's take a look. 4 hour just broke bullish. Let's get better. This guy. So 4-hour time frame has broken bullish. 4-hour time is broken bullish. We made this lower low, lower high. Great, right here. Nice transition, guys. Nice transition right here, just as we teach. Broke higher high, higher low. Now could we potentially be pushing to make a new higher high? Who knows? I'm personally not trying to take longs right now. Like I said, I'm more waiting for what I'm waiting for personally. I'm looking at the daily time frame and I'm like, okay, daily, waiting for the next lower high. This is a very minor resistance level here. Lot more confluence up in this area, up in this area. But there is a level here that we have to be mindful of right now. If I bump over to the 1 hour, this is what I want to see. Very aggressive, but this is what I want to see. I want to see this break, this right here. So I'm going to want to see it come from these highs. And we've seen this play out countless times, guys. Come from these highs, break below, retest, and then there's going to be a lot of volume in this area. And then we could see this come lower. Now, if we start to consolidate up in this area, we could see this happen in a different way. But this is how I'm just forecasting it at the moment, fairly aggressive. On this daily time frame, obviously, we also have this level right here that was based on this little doji support right here, resistance. I just formed some resistance right here, indecision right here, so we need to see how this plays out. I'm going to actually wait on this all the way in the daily. Even though I drew that 1 hour analysis, I'm still going to just wait on the daily. This could continue to pop up. Then my idea becomes irrelevant. Again, we're just forecasting an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just forecasting an idea. We'll see how it plays out. So that's GU. Let's pump over to UCAD. UCAD has been freaking playing out perfectly over the last couple of weeks, according to the analysis. Now we're back. We're at a new level because we finally fell out. We've been covering this for literally the past 2 months. If you go through the live sessions, every single live session I've been talking about UCAD falling, and we're waiting for the free test, and we're waiting for the sells. And that is what we've been waiting for all of this time. So on the monthly, let's just recap. Monthly time frame. Came up to this high, retest. We were in this zone, this exhaustion zone. We hadn't been broken above here in a minute since 2003. So I was expecting us to find resistance here. As we came down to the weekly, I came over here. Okay, weekly supply zone. Weekly supply zone right here. I can draw it more like this. Definitely a weekly supply zone. I've had this on the chart for a minute now. Now let's focus in on here. What has been happening as of recently? Bearish engulfing, bearish variation, you know what I'm saying? Then we had a little fake out, bullish candle, doji, but at that point we were down to the daily and we were making sense as to what was going on. And more importantly, we saw a descending triangle, which shows continuation, or this bottom always breaking out. So we were looking to wait for that break on the bottom there. We're looking to wait on the break of the bottom. Obviously, right now, we just broke. We broke daily structure. We broke daily structure. So we are bearish on many time frames right now. Daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, every time frame. I drew this last week. We've seen a lot of dojis start to form right here. You know what I'm saying? Like boom, boom, a lot of consolidation, everything like that. It actually looks like this thing could have the potential to head lower right now. More like appropriately though, I am looking for this thing to pull back. So I'm going to just draw this. This is as just a rectangle pattern. Rectangle patterns normally are continuational patterns. So I am looking for this though to pull back. I have my fib on the 4 hour. If we pulled back all the way up to here, I would be very excited about that. I'd be giddy with joy. If we could pull all the way back to this level and then retest and then come down. You know what I'm saying? That would be fantastic. Now, let's just look on the 30-minute. What went down on the 30 minutes to cause this 4 hour cross and everything like that? On the 4 hour, this pulled back enough for me to say that this is definitely something to be aware of, to look at. It's fairly aggressive to say the least. I'm not going to use the 15-minute, obviously in the 15-minute we just broke structure, whatever. Look previously, it could just be a fake out. I'm not trying to do that to myself, do that to my account, everything like that. The safer route right now, considering this area, would be break lower, pull back, retest, head lower. That would be the smartest bet, for this situation. So we'll see, how that plays out, or we wait, pulls back all the way up to this higher level, then heads lower. So this again is red. Not trying to force anything early this week, guys. As you can see, we don't have anything lined up in the crosshairs. Beginning of the week on Sundays, we like to just forecast things unless things are ready, really ready. Let's go over to UJ next. On the monthly, again, always starting up here. Monthly time frame, we are price is getting squeezed above this weekly support level. Let's look at candlesticks. On the monthly, what we do is like a couple things. Look for the trend, and then we look at these key levels. And we look at candlesticks. So the trend, red over blue, very bearish. Weekly support right here, just formed this bullish engulfing last month right now. So we're kind of at the support level, kind of pulling back. I need to get to the lower time frames to start to clear things up. Weekly time frame, we are bearish in the sense that we broke this low to make this low, pulled back, made this lower high, moving average cross to make this very significant. And again, we're just pulling back off of this level. If you look at last week's sessions, you can see that we found support here. We have, this is an inverted hammer, shows signs of reversal, some reversal candles before that. So now we're finding reversal, boom, boom, boom. But last week we closed a little bit of a spinning top, which shows that we might find resistance now to head lower. So let's hit the daily time frame. Let's just look at fibs. Please add me in Discord. Oh, to join. We can most certainly add you to Discord. Your private message has been granted. So we just added you to the Discord. So the daily time frame with UJ, we've got pullback, moving averages, came back, found support, pulled back again. They finally crossed. This is our main lower high right now, guys. This is our main lower high. We need to break this in the daily time frame to be bullish. Keep that in mind. Now, with that in mind, where is our next potential lower high? Where is the next situation where this could happen for us, this next push? It could happen now, could happen right here, a lot of indecision. More ideally, though, as my analysis was last week, I'm looking to pop up here, 200-day resistance, 61.8, a lot of confluence here. Looking to pop up here before heading lower. So let's just go down to the 4-hour real quick. 4-hour last week, showed something that is definitely worth noting. Is we had some news, we had some little event go down. This is 4-hour structure. It had been bearish, then we turned to be bullish, then we broke structure, broke support here. Now we're retesting at this high. This could be a sign for this to head lower, guys. This could definitely be a sign for this to head lower. Look at the 1 hour. 1 hour very clearly just broke support as well. So there could be a potential entry with UJ up in the supply zone right now. I'll drop it in the analysis. I'll drop it in the chat after this. I'll drop this in the premium analysis for the members. And yeah, so that's all of my analysis. I'm going to hop over to GJ, but just real quick for you guys, for you beginners, every Sunday we put all of our analysis in here. You guys can review it. At the end of the week, you can pull it up. You can hit this little play button, see how things play out. I will always update the analysis at the end of the week, post it in the chat. And yeah, this is free for you guys, for the members. Obviously, I'll post premium analysis in here. For you guys that want signals, right now we got a little deal going on right now for you guys. For you guys that are interested, boom, we got signals for $149 lifetime. If you're interested right now, we're pretty much only doing this for 5 spots. So if you're interested in signals, shoot us a message after this, $149. Everything you'll get is premium analysis, signals chat, obviously, where the signals go out, fundamental analysis, which was just updated. So you guys get a little sneak peek into that for this week. which will be updated daily. And then again, premium analysis, what is that? For you guys that don't know what it is, we're dropping pretty much we'll tell you when to get ready for the signals. We make sure to put, this is not a signal in here, you know what I'm saying? We don't want you to take the trades, when this comes out. These are just us getting ready for the next opportunity. So let's hop over to GJ real quick. I'm going to hop over and do that as the last bit of analysis. So we've got GJ. Let's start up on the monthly time frame. I had a little analysis pinned out last week, but we're going to start fresh on this. So again, all the way up on the monthly time frame. As you can see, always trying to keep the charts as clean as possible, guys. Always cleaning it up when I am done with my analysis. Boom. So just on the monthly time frame, GJ, we are below this weekly level. We are bearish in the sense that we made this new low, lower high, retesting this low now, long ass wick. Last week or last month closed, lot of exhaustion. Weekly, obviously bearish. Look at this trend line, bearish, trending very bearish in here. I believe I placed that based on the line chart. Yeah. So we've got that very bearish. Just made a double bottom right now, double bottom. But we are bearish, guys, on this weekly time frame. We're bearish. Let's hit down to the daily. Is the daily still bearish? Daily time frame is indeed still bearish, guys. The daily time frame is bearish. Let me pull on my fib, for the haters, for the doubters. Let's pull on the fib. We pulled back to 50%, had our cross right here. This made sure this was our very significant structure level. Pulled back again to retest that. This is, again, just a test. So until this is broken, we are bearish. Until this is broken, we are bearish on the daily. And that is where we're basing structure on with this, the daily time frame. So the daily tells us we're bearish, weekly time frame is bearish, monthly time frame is bearish. That doesn't mean right now we're not transitioning. Obviously, the 4 hour, 1 hour is turning bullish. We don't want to get caught. We don't want to get caught here. 4 hour time frame, nice little transition here. From a downtrend to an uptrend. So we have pretty much, just to put this on hypothetically, this trend line. This level broke, retested, went bullish right now. So GJ, this is what I'm thinking. Daily time frame, obviously, very bearish. But at this point, with how bullish we are on these lower time frames, we don't know when this thing could reverse. We don't know when this could reverse. It's very likely, or it's not very likely, it potentially could come all the way back up to this level. So we just want to trade with what we see on this 4 hour, which is very significant for structure. This thing could continue higher. This thing could very likely continue higher. I wouldn't enter right now. I wouldn't enter at the moment. But basically what I would be looking for is something similar to this. I'd be looking for pullback, retest, and then long. Get that next higher low. If you entered here, you would have been golden at these levels. As soon as you started seeing these pullbacks, if you entered in here on the lower time frame based on structure, some breaks, basically here, this break of this and the pullback, this would have been, based on my rules, the fucking entry and a half. As soon as you started to see some sort of support found after the break of structure, that's when you could have got in on this. But, we'll see. I need a pullback, a lot of support, and then to long, that's what I would need. Or you just wait for it to come up to here and find that next short entry opportunity. So that's what I think, about GJ. Again, we've just went over a lot of pairs, went over USEF, NU, GU, UCAD, UJ. Going to be waiting. So no trades are going to go out tonight. No trades are going to go out tonight for us. What GU, GJ in the 4 hour looks like bearish flag pattern. 4 hour bearish flag. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, Tony, if you can't hear anything, it is most likely your audio. But yeah, so this has been the Sunday Market Blitz. Obviously, Nick went over a ton. We did a little giveaway. If you guys, again, one last time, if you want in on the giveaway, just post your Discord name in the chat. We're also going to run the giveaway in the Discord. So we're going to run it in there as well. we thank you guys for coming out. This has been recorded. It's going to be posted, Sunday Market Blitz. Next session is going to be Tuesday at 9 a.m. EST. That is going to be our next live session, completely free. So we hope to see you guys in the next session. And, we'll be signing off with that.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Peace.